All right, I'm going to record this for those who are missing. Notice what we are looking at today. The formulas that we are going to use have to do with finding the area. So the formulas we had before were to help us find an angle measure or the length of a side. Now we are looking at, sorry, I got distracted, Peyton. Now we are looking at finding the area. So here's the deal. These formulas came about because in some instances we don't have right triangles and we are not given what the height is. So if you notice, that's kind of what I've got highlighted there. It's not a right triangle. We can't use 1/2 base times height because we don't know what the height is. Okay? So depending on whether or not you are given, what information you're given, we've got two different formulas we're going to use. Okay, so if you notice, if you're given this situation where we have side angle side, we're going to use this formula. I do not know why we use K to represent the area in these formulas. I would assume it has to do with whatever mathematician figured this out way back when, but I'm not positive of that. But for whatever reason, we use K to represent the area. If you notice, the formulas, it's essentially the same formula. It just depends on which angle you're given to decide what form of the formula you're going to use. Okay? All right, so let's just look at a couple of examples, but this is really pretty straightforward in terms of the plugging in. If you look, it says find the area of this triangle. So we are given this side angle side, if you notice. And so to find the area, we're just going to do K is equal to 1/2 times the length of each side. So the 29 times 36 times the sine of 62. And you're just plugging into the calculator. All right. So yeah, what does that give us? Now, we are finding an area, so please remember that your area you need to include units and it needs to be squared. So what does that give us? 460.9 feet squared. So remember, for units, if you're finding area, it's squared units, right? All right, so try this one yourselves. So let's label A, B, and C. AC.
Why'd you label it like that? Like A on top? Does it matter?
Where I put A, B, and C?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. As long as you have side A opposite angle A and side B opposite angle B and so on. All right, so try that one for yourselves. All right, so how do we plug in here? What are the numbers? K is equal to what, Ryan?
K equals 375.2 feet squared.
Say that again.
375.2 feet squared.
0.2 feet squared. Okay, you rounded to the 10th place. Sounds good. So what are we multiplying? What did you plug in? 1/2 times,
27, well, 38 would be 38 points squared.
okay, 38 times 27
And then sine 47.
times sine 47. So here's answer though. 375.2 feet squared. Do we get that? Okay, pretty straightforward, yes? Too bad. Okay, so that's if you're given side angle side. The next formula is Heron's formula, and it involves finding what's referred to, yikes, as the semi-perimeter. It's not liking this, so notice we have to find what's referred to as the semi-perimeter because it has these S's in here. And S is equal to this. So think about what this is saying we're gonna do. We're gonna add up all of the sides and divide by 2. So that gives us our semi-perimeter. And then we plug into this formula. Okay, so let's take a look at how that works. All right, so you would not have to draw a triangle for this, but for me, I am such a visual person. I like to do it. A is 29, B is 25, C is 40. All right, so we have to find our semi-perimeter first, so we're gonna add all of those up and divide by 2. And in that case, what we get is 47 for our semi-perimeter, if we add all of that up. And so then to find the area, we're gonna take the square root, we're gonna have the 47, and then 47 minus 40, 47 minus 29, 47 minus 25. Personal preference, how you plug that into your calculator, if you wanna figure out what each of those differences are and then multiply them, or you can truly just type it in just as it is. So for this one, we get that the area is about 360.9 inches squared. Wow, that's really messy, sorry. All right, try that last one yourselves. It's a little bit different in that once you find the area, then you are multiplying to get the volume. You're multiplying by that 5 feet. So try that one. Okay, so what's the semi-perimeter for this?
I got 33.
33, good. Okay, so then you're doing 33 times 33 minus 26, 33 minus 17, 33 minus 23. So we got that K, or the area, is approximately equal to 192 point, okay.
I got 2, sorry, 2.
Okay, I got this.
I got
And I want to kind of keep that decimal a little bit longer just because now I'm about to multiply by something else. Like as much as possible, I want to avoid rounding too much to begin with this if it's an intermediate answer. So now we have to multiply by the depth to get the volume. How cool would it be? I don't know, in some ways it would be kind of weird to have a triangular shaped pool.
Yeah, I don't know
I'm
why
kind
they
of
do
trying to
that.
picture that.
I'll do
Like those corners would get really dirty, I think,
it. Maybe.
you
Unless
know?
they're
You
rounded.
could do it 2 singles.
Okay, anyway, so 192,
This is true.
okay,
This is true.
let's talk about that for a second, Peyton. In a triangle, we only have 180 degrees.
Oh, yeah, you can't have all of 2
Nah,
singles.
yeah, no.
You'll have 2
We'd have
acute
like
ones.
one really big acute
But then it'd
angle.
be.
We'd have
yeah.
one,
Really
if we have one obtuse angle, then we've got to have 2 other really
But
small
think about it, if
ones.
you get the water flowing to that acute angle.
I mean, yeah, it was really small there, no one's gonna go.
You know, there's a little current sometimes.
But no one's gonna go in the really small corners.
Right.
So
So we don't want obtuse angles, do we? Our best bet would be a nice, pretty equilateral triangle. 60, 60, 60, right? Okay,
Or you just
So-
don't make your pool a triangle.
triangle. I know. It's a great example, isn't it? All right, so 192 point whatever place you're rounding to times 5. We get that the volume ends up being
961.
961 point, I got 2.25
It says
feet
the nearest whole number.
cubed.
Wait, would it be
It says
gallons
whole
though? 'Cause
number.
it's asking for the gallons of the water.
And it says whole number.
Oh, yes, I'm
It
sorry.
says whole
Yeah, so
number.
for this,
Peyton's
it's,
right with that one.
okay, yes, it is saying round to the nearest whole number, so 961, and, yeah, gallons. All right.